Hey YouTubers and ESGN Nation, welcome back to another episode here of the Wolverhampton Wolves Career Manager Mode. And this is Wolves TV episode number 2, as we're going to take a quick look here at the transfer window, the summer transfer window to be exact. And of course, we're not going to make a big splash, or at least not try to make a big splash here on some of the players. As you see, they're leaving, are coming and going to other teams as we open up this transfer window. Now, this is the very last day of the transfer window, and so far we've made a move there. We moved some of our older players to move them off the books, and of course try to get some younger talent that we're bringing in through our youth academy there. We'll show you those guys here a little later on in the video here. But of course, we got other teams out there are making some moves here. We do have a couple of guys that are going to be on loan. Some of our younger players that we have on our team right now. When we started this series, they're going to be on loan to some other teams throughout Europe. So there's some of the moves that we've made so far here when it comes to selling guys. Bennett, we got rid of him, 29 years of age. Cody, got rid of him, 26. I just moved those guys just simple fact because age, one, because of age, like Bennett, and two, we got so many young guys in on our center back position there that I really want to use because they're young. They're going to be on our team for quite some time. So we got to try to use them now, and they're getting close to being, if not in their prime, but they're getting close to their prime. So we want to get those guys out there and get them some experience, and of course get them some training in the pitch and stuff like that. So we just want to get some as much playing time as we possibly can. Take a look at the Premier League table right now, and there you see Everton, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City all have 9 points. So there's a 6-way tie, I believe, there for first place. And of course, there you see the bottom 3: Burnley, Waterton, and Aston Villa there as your relegated team. So they got to get out of there by season's end if they do not, of course, want to leave the Premier League. They'll be out, and 3 new teams will come in. So take a look at the player stats here so far for the Premier League, or you should take a look at the top players right here. And of course, we're not in the top 10. I think we have a player there at number 17 there. That is, 16, Jimenez there, with 2 goals, of course, in 3 matches here. And we'll move on down the list. There we are, the last one there, number 25 there, Mateo there with a goal in 3 matches. So for the most part here, it's been kind of fun playing as the Wolves here, trying to learn their formation. We are using a 4-3, but at times I am going to try to mix it up and try to use their normal formation, even though that right now I do have a couple episodes I'm already ahead of here from this one. At some point here, you'll see a change in the formation as we'll go back to the base, their original formation, which is a 5-2-3. So we're gonna go to a 5-3-2. Excuse me, that's the one formation we're gonna try to use as we kind of go back and forth, just depending on who we're facing off against and whatnot. Because I've been, off camera, I've been working on learning their actual, formation. Because I'm a type of player, a video gamer, that I want to learn something new, especially when it comes to a new sports game. I kind of want to learn formation. So I usually, just like in my football series and in a college football series or a Madden series, I try to learn that formation before I try to change things up, because I want to get a chance to learn something new and put a challenge to it. So right now we are learning. We're in the basic 4-3-3 formation with a diamond kind of formation there in the center. We're going to eventually change that up. We are going to be looking at guys for this formation, but I'm also looking for guys that could also easily fit into that 5-3-2 formation. So I'm kind of looking around, searching when it comes to especially young players. We can go into that transition of from a 4-4-3 to a 5-3-2 at some point by the end of this first season in this series. So one of the players we're looking at here, and I'm going to butcher his name, so I'll fair warn you. Zekta, I think is how you say it. He's from Portugal. We're going to talk to him. Now, I will say, I'll go ahead and I'll spoiler alert, I messed up this talk or this negotiation with him. I really liked him. Looked at all his attributes and everything. Legitimate, great young player that come in here to take that center defensive mid position. Of course, also center mid. But I screwed up. I did not go throughout the negotiations with him. The same thing happened. I did it again to McGregor here, who plays for the Celtics there in the Scottish Premier League. I messed up on his too, and neither one of them wanted to talk to me again. So maybe, hopefully, somewhere down the line there we can talk to him. But I did screw that up there. But at the same time, like I said at the beginning of the series, we're going to try to really build. We're going to try to build the team from within. Try to utilize a lot of our young youth academy players. We brought in a couple of those guys here, and so far with some of the youth academy players, which, like I said, we'll see here very shortly here. We got some pretty good potentials coming out of this. So we'll go ahead and advance the clock here on the transfer deadline here. Every time you do this is an hour that goes by. A couple of changes here. We got some meetings here. You got so they want to get one of our guys there on a 1-year loan, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm kind of like the same rule applies to like I do on my football or especially my baseball. You don't trade within the league. In this case, there's no division, or I should say in baseball, they don't trade within the division. But in this case, don't trade within the league because we're on the same league. So I said, no, Chelsea, not going to happen. Not even on a 1-year thing. Right now, we're doing really good with him. I want to continue. So we go ahead and just say nope. So we go away from that. We just back away from the table. That's not going to happen. And we're going to just keep moving on here. Now, that's what I mentioned earlier. I messed up on the negotiations there. He accepted, he liked what we had, but at some point here, you'll see here that I really screwed the pooch here, and end up messing up that negotiation there with him. So we see there's 7 hours left, and you see all the money is being transferred between, not just within the Premier League, but leagues all over the world, even MLS. I even looked at a couple of MLS players. I do have one guy going over to MLS now. So by the time we get to, if we don't get nobody here, which by the looks of it, that may not happen. Then I do have some MLS players I have in mind that I currently have the scout over there looking at some players there that could fill our center defensive mid and our attacking center attacking mid, and also potential corners. Center backs. Jeez, thinking of football. Every time I see CB, I'm thinking cornerback. I'm like, no, center back in soccer. But yeah, I'm looking at players there in MLS. There are some there's some decent MLS players I would love to see come over to the Premier League and kind of do their thing. We also got a youth academy scout over in America looking to bring some youth academy players here that have you're top notch. I found a couple, not too many, and of course we got in our own backyard here there in the UK, and of course in the surrounding area. So I think you guys, I can't remember if I put that here in this video or not, but we'll see some of those here pretty soon. But right now they want us to, there's a team there that want us, Ajax, I don't know. I don't know how you say that. You guys could let me know down below in the comments down. Bali from France, they wanted him, and I was really debating about this. I was like, he's of that age target that I can get rid of him, that declining around that 28, 29 years of age. We could move him and bring somebody in younger, but then I just like, no, the time being right now, it's just not good for us. Like I said, just because we don't get rid of them now does not we don't get rid of them at the next transfer window, which is going to be in January. So we'll look into that. We'll see how things go. If he's playing poorly, then we'll get rid of him. If he's playing good, we may keep him, or even if he is playing good, if there's someone out there that was even younger and better than him, and it's on a good pace of overall wise, then we can do a trade or something like that. So we'll take a look here. They want the Jota, and I was like, no. That one I said nope, straight up no. That's not gonna happen. Sorry, Paris FC, not gonna happen. Not gonna get rid of that young man there. He is doing very well for us there as one of our left wing. I think he's a left winger there for us. So that is not going to happen. So we decided not to do that. And then as you see here, the last hour of the transfer window there, and there you see some of the final transfers there that came in, went to and from different clubs there. A lot of clubs trying to really make that push there. You got some teams that are wrapping up their season here pretty soon, and just want to get themselves better. And for us, like I say, it's really early because we're only a couple of matches in to the season, so we really don't know which direction that I mean, I know I have an idea what we need. I know we need a solid left winger, and then we need a solid center back to help us out. And also too, I believe also too, a center attacking mid. We need another one that could a natural attacking mid, because we have Gibbs White there. He's not a natural center attacking mid, but we could bring one in, and I've seen a couple of those that we can. As a matter of fact, we got a couple of these youth academy guys here that could fill those positions there for us, like the Alistair Scott there. He has some pretty good numbers, pretty good potential there. He may not come off the, not be on the pitch as, next year or anything like that. But if we keep working with him, and if we do eventually sign him, and I think I am at some point here, we'll sign him and then eventually work on his playability there. By the end of the season, he could be, by midway through the season, I'm hoping. He could be a guy that we could bring in there, play a couple games at a time, especially when that schedule just gets crazy, which will be coming up here very soon towards the holiday season. It's going to get crazy because we'll have like 2 or 3 games in a week's time. So we'll see how that goes. But we've seen there's a couple players there that I didn't really care for, and we're going to go ahead and just say, nope, we're just going to go ahead and just not worry about doing any more recruiting for those guys there. But looking at some of a lot of the different players there, so far I think really our scouts have done a really great job there in finding what we need. And then also too, I have one scout. I have 2 scouts that is looking precisely what we need. But then also I have one guy that's just kind of looking at all types of different positions. And he's done a good job there finding some different guys that we can bring in here. So that's going to be really helpful. And like I said, we're just going to try to bring in more guys. These scouts for the Youth Academy are almost done. So I got to hurry up and decide which ones I'm going to sign, and then sign them before their time is up in those countries, which is UK, United States, and I think Scotland. Well, I think the next 3 countries we'll go to are like Mexico, probably do Mexico, Spain, and probably we'd say probably somewhere in Africa, looking around those areas there. So as you take a look there, our first game after the I want to say trade deadline, but I mean that's what it is, but we'll be more proper, the transfer window. We have Everton. Now Everton is one of the teams that are in the top 10 there. They're in the top 5 here, and I believe they're with us on pace with points on the board there, on the table so far here right now. So we'll take them on the road. They're Everton coming up in the Premier League game, and we'll see how well we do against them. So that'll be coming up in the next episode. I believe that is episode number 5, if I'm not, either 4 or 5. I can't really remember. So yeah, they'll be coming up here pretty soon, and I cannot wait to get back into motion here. So that is it for this episode of Wolves TV. Hopefully you guys like what we've seen here. I'm sorry we couldn't find nobody. My bad, I screwed up, but I think right now, to the time being, we have a good team that I feel comfortable with, that we can do something with, and we'll just see how things go. Like I said, we've only played, what, 3 or 4 matches so far, so we can't really have a good barometer of where we're at, but I'm sure here in a couple weeks, a couple more matches, we'll see where we're at and see where our weaknesses are, and try to build those up as we go along. So that's it for this episode of Wolves TV. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Wolves franchise here on FIFA 20. And don't forget to, if you guys want to help out or be a part of the channel, you guys can follow us on Patreon. There's a Patreon page now. Check out the link down below and be a part of that. There's 3 different tiers. You don't have to necessarily join, but if you want to join to help and support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And that's it for me, you guys. As always, keep yourselves and each other healthy, and I will see you guys next time.